Yo, it's Brian here. Today, gonna be talking about the San Francisco 49ers. As always, gonna be doing a position by position who has the edge for the 49ers versus Steelers game happening week 3 this Sunday at Levi Stadium. This is our first home game of the regular season. We had 2 road games and we ended up winning 2 of them in a row. So that's a very good start for the Niners. Hopefully, this home opener this week against the Steelers, we can get another W and leave the bye week with 3-0. That would be amazing. So, yep, gonna be doing my typical, whatever you want to call this, position edge, who I believe each team who has a better, I guess, core group. So quarterback versus quarterback, offensive line versus offensive line. You guys get the idea. So, yep, Niner fans, Steeler fans, remember, these are just my opinions only. So, please don't get upset if I pick the wrong whatever team for the edge. It's just my opinion, just based on what happened last week and what I think they're going to do in this game this Sunday. So, yep, that out of the way. Before I get the video started, please like and subscribe. That's going to help me out a lot. Please share this content with fellow Niner faithfuls. If you're a Steeler fan joining me for the first time, subscribe as well. I talk about this game all the way up until Sunday week 3. So, yep, there you have it right there. Let's get this video started. 49ers versus Steelers. Who has the edge for each position? Okay, first up, quarterback position, Jimmy Garoppolo versus Mason Rudolph. It would be Big Ben, but Ben is out for the season due to an elbow injury that he sustained against the Seattle Seahawks on Sunday. Personally, for me, going to give the edge to Jimmy Garoppolo just because he's been proven a little bit more. I know he has a handful of starts, but he definitely did a good job last week against the Cincinnati Bengals, and he has a lot of good pieces around him, the running backs, the wide receivers, George Kittle. But I will give Mason Rudolph some credit for doing a pretty good job against the Seattle Seahawks, coming in last minute and make it a serviceable performance. I think he had 2 touchdowns and 1 interception, so not too bad for a guy pretty much coming in last minute. But yeah, but for me personally, with the experience of Garoppolo and Kyle Shanahan, one of the best play callers, offensive minds in the NFL, I have to give the edge to Jimmy Garoppolo and the 49ers. Next up, running back position. This is a little bit tough just because both teams, they have a very good running back squad, very talented. 49ers, they got Matt Breida, Raheem Mostert, and Jeff Wilson. The Pittsburgh Steelers, they have James Conner and Jalen Samuels. Love me some Jalen Samuels. He is from the Charlotte area and went to NC State, so my alma mater right there. So I got to give him a shout out right there. Charlotte area. Yeah, cool right there. Anyways, those 2 versus 3. Also, we have Kyle Juszczyk as our fullback. I guess you can consider him as a running back as well. But for me personally, I got to give it to the 49ers just because if you watch the game, if you're a Steelers fan, watch the game between us and the Cincinnati Bengals. Yes, I know the Bengals' run defense wasn't the best, but they had to go through Geno Atkins and Carlos Dunlap, and they did a pretty good job in my opinion. They were just running all over them pretty much last weekend. The second half against the Bucs, they turned it up a little bit, especially Mostert in that game. So Matt Breida, one of the fastest guys in the NFL according to a statistic last year, and he's looking pretty good now. Pretty much our number 1 running back right now with Coleman being out. But yeah, I love my running back crew, and I got to give it to the 49ers, just a slight edge. Although I love me some James Conner and Jalen Samuels. They are a very good combo as well. All right, next up, wideouts, wide receivers / tight ends. As I said in my last video, I'm going to be combining those together because pretty much a tight end, in my opinion, is a pass catcher in today's NFL. If they're not, then I don't know what they're doing. But for the most part, their tight ends are pass catchers. All right, so for the 49ers, our main guys, we got Marquise Goodwin, Richie James, Deebo Samuel. For right now, Jalen Hurts, Trent Taylor are probably going to be out for this game, so not going to be including them. Tight ends for us, we got George Kittle, pretty good dude. I think everyone knows who he is. One of the best tight ends in the NFL. For the Pittsburgh Steelers, they got Juju Smith, James Washington. I mean, they have a pretty good talented squad right here. Johnny Horton. And tight ends, they got Vance McDonald. He used to play for us in San Francisco, but the Steelers, they've been using him correctly, and he's been doing some work with Big Ben for the past year or 2 now. But for me personally, I'm going to give it to the Steelers, actually, in terms of this. I know they lost AB in terms of the wide receiving core, but Juju and James, they are very dynamic guys. Also, McDonald, he can make something happen, and they're going to make Rudolph's day a little bit easier, I would say. And I would give it to the 49ers, but the 49ers, in my opinion, they're just a little inexperienced. They need to prove themselves more. If they're more consistent for the next couple of weeks, then I can start giving the edges to the 49ers in terms of this. But for right now, with the great guys that they have in the wideout and tight end position, I'm going to give a slight edge to the Pittsburgh Steelers in the wideout position / tight end. Last up on the offensive side, offensive lineman. This is a little bit tough. I mean, if Joe Staley, our man, number 74, was available for this game, I would definitely give the edge to the 49ers, but his status is, pretty much out for this game in the next couple of weeks. So left tackle, as of this video, I do not know what they're going to do. Are they going to move Mike McGlinchey, or are they going to get somebody else to do, like Justin School, our rookie guy from Vanderbilt University? already, so there's some questions that they have to answer definitely this week, and we'll have to find out come probably Thursday and Friday. Offensive lineman for the Pittsburgh Steelers, they've been a pretty good O-line for the past couple of years. You got David DeCastro, Ramon Foster, Marquise Pouncey, Alejandro Villanueva, if I said his name right. But yeah, they have a very, very talented offensive lineman group, and if Joe wasn't hurt, as I said, I would give the edge to the 49ers, but in this case, I'm going to give it to the Pittsburgh Steelers for this part because they can do some good things, and James Conner and Jalen Samuels, I'm pretty sure they benefit from this offensive line, although it might be a little bit difficult against us, our defensive line, which I will talk about in a second. But yeah, offensive line, slight edge to the Pittsburgh Steelers just because they're a very talented group. They've been proven themselves, and also Jay Staley is out for this game against them, so I'm going to give the edge to the Pittsburgh Steelers by a slight margin. Okay, now for the defensive side of the ball. I think this is a little bit more lopsided, to be honest with you, just because San Francisco, they've had a lot of great potential on the defense, and they've been delivering definitely this season so far. Pittsburgh, it's been a little shaky, but I'm going to be talking about it for each position. Defensive lineman, 49ers versus Steelers, who am I going to go with for the edge? I'm going to give it to the 49ers just because if you watch the past couple of games, I mean, seriously, Nick Bosa, D. Ford, Solomon Thomas, Eric Armstead, DeForest Buckner, the names can just go on all day, all night for the 49ers. They just have so much talent within it, and they've consistently performed well for the past 2 games against the Bucs and the Bengals on the road. So I have to give the edge to the 49ers, although Cameron Hayward, led by him on that line, they're not a bad D-line as well. But for me personally, with all the talent that we have on the defensive side and the consistency so far, I'm going to give it to the 49ers, and I think they're going to have another good day against the Steelers offense, in my opinion. Remember, people, these are just my opinions, so don't get upset, and if you are, I can't do anything about that. All right, next up, linebacking core. Actually, this is kind of a tough one, to be honest with you. I mean, we have so much talent as well at the linebacker position. Quan Alexander, he was the MVP pretty much in the game because the Bengals had that nice interception, getting a lot of pass deflection. This guy just flies around with us in San Francisco. I mean, I've seen some of this in Tampa when he was there, but in San Francisco, he is thriving definitely, and this is the energy guy that we really want. I mean, if you want to do a comparison, I could probably compare him to, basketball and Draymond Green. Some of you guys love him or hate him, but he's definitely the energizer for that team, and I compare Quan in terms of that. But yeah, he's a raw talent dude. I love him, and he's proven me and a lot of people wrong in terms of being concerned about his injury. He is doing fantastic. Fred Warner, the tackling machine. I mean, you can't go wrong with that. Also, some nice players, Mark Manacha and Dre Greenlaw. Those guys, they are very good linebackers as well. The Steelers linebacking core, no joke either. I mean, they got Bud Dupree, TJ Watt, probably the most notable guy within their squad. He is just an awesome dude. If you don't know already, he's JJ Watt's brother from the Houston Texans. But, if you didn't know, there's your fact of the day. Devin Bush, struggling just a little bit as a rookie, but I think he has a lot of upside. He looked like he could do some great things in the NFL. He's probably going to be the leader of the Steelers defense in a year or two. But for right now, I'm going to give the edge to the 49ers just because so far, consistently, they've just been performing really well. And you can say what you want. They play the Bucs and Bengals, but at the same time, they're still flying. And I can't deny that at all. Fred Warner, Quan Alexander, they take the cake for this, and I got to go with those guys in terms of the linebacking core. So edge, linebackers, 49ers. All right, last up, defensive backs. Who to go with for this one? Let's see. Who do I go with? Actually, the 49ers, I mean, if you look at the past couple of games, they really improved in the defensive back position. The biggest improvement guy is definitely number 23, Ahkello Witherspoon. I mean, if you're a Steelers fan, if you heard of Ahkello Witherspoon last year, he did not have the best performance, best season of his life. Now he's doing amazing. I can't speak right now. There's a statistic saying that right now, Witherspoon, with 2 games under his belt, he's allowed a 16 passer rating, which is amazing. And he had a pick 6 against the Bucs, and he could have had one against the Bengals, but unfortunately, he didn't get one. And it is what it is. Richard Sherman, I mean, we all know he's one of the best cornerbacks in the NFL, and yes, he still is, in my opinion. Also, some nice guys, Jaquiski Tartt, he's all over the field. Anton Exum, Tarvarius Moore, Emmanuel Mosley, great special teams guys. So really, I mean, it looks like a good squad so far, and the defensive backs have been the biggest improvements and the biggest surprise for me as a 49er fan. You guys in Pittsburgh, you guys got Joe Hayden. He's a great guy, and you got some other guys as well, but for the most part, I had to give it to the 49ers just because I think, I don't think they're the greatest defensive back crew, but in terms of this matchup, I think they're better than the Steelers, in my opinion. I mean, the Steelers defense overall has been struggling for the past couple of years, and it's looking like it's still happening so far for the Steelers. And it's kind of weird for me to pick the 49ers in all three positions in terms of the defense, but I really got to pick them just because I'm really high in the defense. And so far, they have proven me right. I picked a lot of edges for the 49ers on the defensive side of the ball for the past 2 games, and they have been doing fantastic and making me look smart. So, yep. For me personally, going to give the defensive back edge to the 49ers. Last of special teams, I mean, really, every time I do a video with another team, I wouldn't be giving it to the 49ers all the time just because Robbie Gould, he's the best kicker in the NFL. Yes, he missed one against the Bengals, but, I mean, really, we were up 41-10, so it didn't really make a difference. So, really, when you need him, money on the line, you can rely on this guy, and he will make the kick. Mitch Wishnowsky, one of the best punchers so far, in my opinion. He's a rookie, played 2 games so far, but he's shown a lot of promise, and he's the guy that we definitely need with a big boom. Much better than Bradley Pinion for us a couple of years ago and last year as well. So, yep. For the most part, I gave all the edges to the 49ers, not because I'm a 49er fan, but I just think overall, looking at the roster, I think they're a better team than the Steelers, and the records do say so for themselves. I mean, 2-0 versus 0-2. Pre-game, I think, for the most part, I think I got it accurate for the most part. So, yep, there you have it, you guys. And I guess you want to do a coach edge-to-edge, Kyle Shanahan versus Mike Tomlin. Actually, I don't know. That's kind of difficult. I mean, if you're talking about just purely offense, you can give it to Kyle Shanahan. If you're talking about defense some way, you might be able to give it to Mike Tomlin, although his defense has been struggling for years now. But I guess if you want to talk about experience, I'll give the edge to Mike Tomlin in terms of the coaching staff. He's a really good coach, and I can't deny, his credibility and his acumen as a football dude, and he's done a lot for the Pittsburgh Steelers for the past 10 plus years now. So I'll give a slight edge to Mike Tomlin just because of experience, although Kyle Shanahan is a great coach as well. That's it, guys. Pick most of the edges for the 49ers, but for me personally, I just think on paper they look like the better team than the Steelers, but the Steelers, they might prove me wrong this Sunday with Mason Rudolph as a quarterback. Yep, that's it, guys. Remember, these are just opinions. Don't get upset, Steelers fans, Niner fans, if I didn't pick your team for each position. So it is what it is. This is just for fun. So please, that's all you have to take it as. Yep, that's it, guys. Please let me know who you have for the edges for each team, for the Steelers and the 49ers. I'd like to hear what you guys have to say in the comments below. If you guys like this, please like and subscribe. That's going to help me out definitely. And I'll catch you guys up tomorrow on Tuesday for predictions officially. I'll see y'all then. Bye, guys. Love y'all. Y'all have a great rest of your day. Go Niners all day.